Okay, so I have this here 6-inch skillet. Now you may or may not recognize, this logo here is for Griswold. It's going to be a cross inside a circle and actually say the word Griswold. Kind of hard to detect right now. However, I'm going to spray some oven cleaner on it, put it in a trash bag for a couple days. That'll soak the carbon off. Then I will put it in a plastic container with some vinegar. That'll remove the rust. That will take me to the base metal, the initial cast iron, and at that time I can begin to season it. Add a little oil, bake it at 325. But this is the first step in the process, and I just wanted to show you how I do it. All hosed down with oven cleaner, going into trash bag. Okay, so here we have that crusty old pan. You can actually make out quite clearly the 6 now. It's still got a lot of stuff in it. Oh my, look at that. You can see that it says Griswold, Erie, Pennsylvania, 699S. So it's getting better. I take a wire brush, the Dremel, and just clear out some of this stuff here and see if I need to soak it in vinegar again, which I very well may need to do. We'll see what we get. Okay, so I very gently brushed this out with a wire brush. In some ways it looks worse now, but it actually looked like it was on fire while I was doing this. It really stirred up a lot of that dust. Now there's some carbonation around the edges here. So I'm gonna start back at the beginning and soak it in a bag in some oven cleaner for a day or two. See if I can get some of those crusty deposits coming off. And then I'll go back to the vinegar soak to get the rust off, and then we can start seasoning. We're getting closer. It might look like we're getting further away, but we're actually getting closer. There's a example of how much rust there was. Okay, so there it is, sprayed down. We'll put it outside because it's stinky. We'll leave it like that overnight, and then we'll start the vinegar. Alright, so here we have that same Griswold 6. It's a 6-inch pan. These were made by Griswold in Erie, Pennsylvania. So it's a fairly old pan. If you'll remember from earlier in the video, this thing had all kinds of dark crusted carbonation on it. It had all kinds of rust on it. And now we're pretty much down to the bare metal. I'm going to do some seasoning now. This involves some shortening. I'm going to take this and wipe it on with one paper towel and then kind of wipe it off with the other. And then we'll slowly move that over to the oven so that you can see that I'm putting it in the oven at about 325, 350 degrees for about 15 minutes. The oven just beeped. It's preheated at 350. So that's right about where we want this project to be. And we'll do this several times until this has the kind of dark brown, sort of a light black sheen that we know cast iron to usually have. But I am quite proud of this. You can see a little bit of pitting right in here. That's still some active carbonation, and this was probably cooked over a campfire at one point. I probably could take more of that out, but I feel like I'm done with this project, and I just want to be finished with it and show you what I have. So, without further waiting, some of this. And I am being kind of sloppy with this and just really putting it everywhere in here. Being careful to get the edges. And I'm a little excessive with how I'm putting this on right now, because the next step, since I'm putting it on, is to take it off, or put it off. Got a little blop on the countertop there. Blop on the top, as the dads say. As I've said before, dad jokes are free all day long here. Now, a dad joke, in case you didn't know, is generally a word that's taken out of context, or a double meaning, or just a loose rhyme. A word with several meanings. Those make the very best dad jokes. Okay, so we put it on. Now we're going to take it off. And you'll notice here I'm not really taking it off. I'm just kinda. So now it's kind of shiny and kind of brown. And we'll do this as many times as we need to. I'm guessing probably 2 or 3. And then we'll have that kind of sheen that we really want. But this has come a long ways, and I am quite proud of it. So let's go put it in the oven now. This is hot, but this is not. So we'll put in there for about 15 minutes and see what we get. Okay. There is our finished skillet. It's been seasoned, and that's what it looks like when it's done. Just one more thing we need to do with it, one more test. Let's see. It works.